Danny. That's right. It is me, Danny Coleman. Welcome to One More with Danny Coleman live on the Carousel Arts YouTube channel right here. If you're watching us, please subscribe to this channel and tell your friends about us to subscribe to this channel so that we can get that dedicated URL and then we can come to you from all over the place rather than just here. Right, Nash?
What?
What?
It's a classic. I am Danny Coleman. This is Mario DiBartolo. And this is our guest over here, Joe Wymer. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for having me.
There you go. One More with Danny Coleman is brought to you by Monmouth Music. And its great owner right here, Mario DiBartolo, here in Red Bank, New Jersey. 30 Monmouth Street in Red Bank, New Jersey. As well as by the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. There it is, man. Magic on the Navasink, Nash. Can you zoom in on that? Again, try not to get my mustache. Here, well, pull it that way. Look. Downtown All-Stars.
Oh, dear, he said.
Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. And by the people who provided us with these fantastic pastries. That's right. Antoinette Boulangerie. Dan Wymer, you had some of them. Were they good?
Excellent.
There you go. Excellent. See? He's the official pastry taster of One More with Danny Coleman. Nash, you enjoy them as well, correct? There you go. See? They'd say that's a dizzying array, and we'll find out more about them later. Antoinette Boulangerie, 32 Monmouth Street, right here in the heart of Red Bank, New Jersey. If there's anything that you wish to see on this program or have any suggestions, questions, comments, email me at dcoleman.drice, D-R-I-C-E, dcoleman.drice@gmail.com, and I'll make sure that I forward them on to our creator, owner, producer, chief cook and bottle washer, Matt, and he'll be able to handle all that, or he'll pawn that off on Mike. Which one? We don't know. All right. My guest tonight is my scheduled guest was supposed to be Zara Phillips, and unfortunately she had a last-minute conflict, so she cannot be here this evening. But Joe, graciously, as she's done many times over the last 7 or 8 years, has bailed me out tonight. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Danny. How are you?
I'm always happy to see you. You know that.
You too. Me too. My brother in arms here.
So you kind of held out on me about this one here. SLG, Joe Wymer, new disc out.
Yep. That came out in August.
Okay.
I've been working on it for a real long time. Worked on it with Mark Swirsky. Real treat to work with him and Joey DeMeo over at Surefire. And, just amazing how they let me be part of the production of this, Most all of the songs were written, both me and Vic Delapello.
He's great.
He's an excellent writer. He and I just clicked like brother and sister. I haven't been able to write with anybody like him since, one of those closet writers. But this CD in particular was written specifically for licensing. So it's gotten a little bit of radio play, but mainly it went to pitching for license and syncing. So I was very successful with Living with Scars with some of the licensing and syncing, and so we decided to continue on in that direction.
And well, it's going to get more radio airplay now because I'm going to make sure it gets into rotation at PANJ Radio when I go there for Rock on Radio. But
it's a little bit different direction,
Okay.
There's still some of the classic rock, Joe Wymer rock feel to it, that Southern fried rock, but I went and dove into a little bit of the soul, little bit of the soul music. I guess I had some influences like Betty LaVette and Candy Satin, who were always in my CD player, and I tried to be a little bit chameleon-like in this. Another songwriter who's always influenced me is Patty Griffin, and she's quite the chameleon. So, huge influence on how I write and some of the music and the direction. I'm always trying to change, to stay with the times and be different. So,
well, this is true. Joe and I played drums for Joe for about 1.5 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
It was the best. I've often...
You get around, baby.
I do.
He does get around.
Now, I've often mentioned it, not so much on this program because I really haven't had a chance yet, but often on my radio program, I've mentioned that 1.5 years when I played drums for you, literally, you know how you go through phases and things in your life. That year and a half literally changed my life at that point. And it did. It really did, because when I started playing drums for you, that opened up the Jersey Shore scene to me. That opened up Asbury Park. That filled the roster of my radio program for years.
Yeah.
You know, you opened doors for me that I never expected. I mean, I have told the story many times about that night. And Dan, you remember, Dan, when Springsteen was walking down the boardwalk and stopped, and next thing you know, you're calling me the next morning, hey, we got a gig with John Eddy, you know,
yeah.
and wind up opening for him, and you just opened doors for me that I never knew,
Yeah.
you know. So I can't thank you enough for that.
You're gonna make me
you know?
cry, dude. Stop. Yeah. No.
I'm crying myself
Yeah.
over it.
Stop that. No. You know it. I've always been told. People say to me, you know what, Joe, you're one of the hardest working musicians, and it's really not about the hard work. It's about making the music great. You know, I mean, and I think the music that has come out of this area is great. You know what I mean? It really, really is great. And that legacy needs to continue on, you know, and I think, you know, it's been a challenge for me to get gigs, as you well know, you know, but the gigs that I've gotten have been really great, you know, from John Eddy and Foreigner and all those other gigs, you know, have been just really light of day, you know. I mean, working with Sonny Ken and Chuck Lambert and you know, of course, Matt, you know. Yeah, I love those guys, and they know the quality of music that I'm putting out there. And while I don't have a gig 5 nights a week and I don't gig 8 times a month, the gigs that I have are meaningful, and the people that come to the gigs really, really want to hear the original material, you know. And to me that matters, because that's what this area is.
That's
is
the hard
so much,
part,
right?
the original.
Yeah, you know, and it's a struggle. And I'm just going to throw this out there. It's a struggle for any songwriter, but it's really hard when you're like an older woman who's rocking, you know, and you're not 19. It's really hard. And for me, people don't realize I'm a multi-instrumentalist. So I play bass, keys, harmonica, guitar. I mean, you know, and I sing, and, you know, and I have this mantra that I live by, to stand and deliver at every single gig as if it were my last one. And people who come to see me know that. They know that about me. And so, you know.
Well, I've seen, other than the fact, Mario, and I'm still trying to figure out which one of us she called an older woman. that probably me,
I'm
right?
pretty sure it was you, yeah.
Was me now?
I don't know. You got the longer hair, Mario. No, yeah.
He's got
But
it.
you don't know him as well as
You're
I do.
right.
So obviously you're referring to him. But go ahead.
Okay, there you go.
No, I've literally seen you. I've been part of watching you literally stop traffic. When we would do for you at home. This is One More with Danny Coleman. That's Joe Wymer. That's Mario Di Bartolo. Well, we would do, Joe and I would do gigs at the Freehold Gazebo. Mm-hmm. And there were people literally stopping, not because of the traffic light, but because then they'd roll down that passenger side window and they would listen.
Right.
And I've seen you. I saw you do that there. I saw you do that at the Paramount sessions. I've seen you do that at any outside gig we've ever done. Mm-hmm. Because Mario, she's got one of the most powerful voices in all of rock and roll. And you know, it's always, which was one of the things that we talked about it before we came on air. Your first CD. You know, Living with Scars, great disc. It really is. It's great. I strongly suggest that you pick it up, and as well as this EP that she's got going on here. But I strongly suggest that they pick it up, because it's well done. It's well produced. But the part that bothered me the most was that there were some of those spots where I'm thinking, let her go. You know, and I don't think that they let you go as far as you could with
Right.
that disc, you know, because I'm thinking, let me hear that voice, bring it to me, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And there's some spots it seemed like you were kind of holding back, and I thought, well, you know, nobody that doesn't know Joe Wymer isn't going to know that, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
because like you've had stuff placed in what Sons of Anarchy and
Rain, The 100, Fox NASCAR Sunday, a couple of movies, one movie with John Cusack and Bruce Willis. So, you know, the licensing, Rookie Blue, a Canadian television show, which used to be here, and now it's in syndicate up in Canada. So
Okay.
I was, actually, I owe a little bit of that to Linda Chorney, and I'm going to throw that out there because...
she's coming back this way.
Yeah,
you
I know. Chorney and I, we have this love-hate Chorney Wymer thing going on that a lot of people don't realize. But she recommended me to some folks down in Austin, and I went to a big convention, and I got to play with Jane Lee Hooker and a female Santana chick. And I ended up meeting Joey Paisano and a bunch of Willie Niles people down there, and we got to hang out, and they got to hear my music and stuff. And I went to a licensing workshop, and from there it exploded, you know. And so I started getting 16 seconds of placement here and 20 seconds of placement here and 8 seconds of placement here. And a lot of people in the community started to realize she's, you know, got some placement. And the phone calls came in. I want to take you to lunch. I want to.
Really?
I want to pick your brain. You know, and they don't realize what was entailed in getting to that part. You know, It was a lot of money, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of time in the studio. And what tends to happen in the studio is a little bit of the magic loses its edge because now you're in the studio. As you probably have heard that before from some other people, but
I've done it myself.
yeah, you're in the studio, so it's a very sterile environment as opposed to being out on a stage or in a bar where your audience is right hands length away, and you can deliver a feeling so much better and so much easier, and it takes you emotionally, mentally, and physically, your performance to that next level. So you're right in the sense that I was being held back slightly, you know, but I think it was the CD is just to open the door to get people to come in and see the real thing, you know, and see what we can do. It's come a long way since, you know.
I can't speak for this one because I haven't heard it yet.
So sorry, my love.
No, that wasn't a shot.
No one
That was
really
just-
knew about it, but yeah.
because I haven't had a chance to listen to it. But I know with the first one, you know, I listened to that, and then I know what you're like live. And I know that there's not a huge difference in the sound, because at your CD release party for the first one, for Living with Scars, I mean, what'd you have there, 400 or 500 people at the Wonder Bar?
I don't know, Dan, what was the final count?
I don't know. It was probably,
Around 536 people, yeah.
Okay, 500 people at the Wonder Bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you nailed that show. And I just remember standing in the back smiling. I was just smiling. I was like, you know, this is just vintage Joe Wymer. You know, and it was. Have you ever seen her live?
No.
A lot of people don't know, you know, there's this other kid from Freehold. There's this chick from Freehold.
I really don't count. I'm not from the area.
Wait, but Mario,
I'm
not
recently new to the area.
Are you?
So I'm just getting introduced to the local, you know,
Music scene.
music scene. You know, I'm from the
Mario and I are from the same hood.
yeah, Hamilton,
Are you Trenton
Princeton.
boys?
Yeah, Trenton boys.
My
Trenton,
daughter's
Hamilton.
a Trenton girl.
Yeah.
She lives over there now.
There
Does
you
she?
go.
But yeah. But yeah, no. Originally, I'm from Long Island. I was in. I left home when I was 19. I went to music school and dropped out of music school to chase a man in the military. And I ended up never seeing that man again and married somebody else.
Sounds like my story.
But you were also in the military.
I was, yeah. So, but now I have a totally different life from that. And Living with Scars is the story about that life, and this is a little bit about this life, you know, now. And I feel like, you know, I could only hope that people would come to see me. Because like I said, I learned something a long time ago that you need to play every gig as if it's your last gig. And these people have never seen you before, ever, you know.
And you do that very well.
And
Always have.
yeah, I have a new band. We've been together almost 2 years.
Who's in it?
I have Gino Simonelli, related to Frank Simonelli. I don't know if you know Frank and those guys. I have Augie Foglio. I have one of the Rispoli twins as the drummer.
It's like the Italian-American
Yeah,
sportsman
it's like
club.
this little Guido
good.
thing going on. I
I
don't know.
wouldn't go as far as Guido, but it's an Italian-American
Yeah, you know,
sport.
it's funny. And the keyboard player is Gus Trotter and myself. And I play all the instruments except for drums. I suck at drums, so there you go. But I've tried. And it's been a great experience. We do a lot of classic rock. We do a lot of Zeppelin, Hendrix, Joe Walsh.
So you're doing a lot of covers.
We're doing a lot of covers, unique. We do a lot of Motown medleys, you know.
I'd love to see this band.
And then the
I gotta check
originals
it out.
pop in there, and you know it's a good mix. It's a really good mix. These are great guys I play with now. They're committed to the original material, and it's really, you know, it's really good to have a steady band behind you, which as you know, that's hard to do. It's really hard to do. It's hard
That
to
makes
keep
all the difference.
Yeah. You know, and I've been shying away from gigs because of I never knew who I was going to have, you know. And the sound would sound different every single time. So these guys have been with me almost not quite 2 years. And we've been through a lot together, this band. Some tragedy, some joy, you know. These guys are my brotherhood, you know. And they got my back every single time, you know. And not that you guys didn't. It was a different animal back then. But, you know, now I have to play the music and remember that I play it because I love it, you know, and I have to let my audience know how much I love it, you know. And I think, you know, a lot of the people in this area have forgotten about that.
Hey, you know, Mario, this is several years back. Joe was voted one of the top 100 women in blues guitar.
Wow.
And how'd that come about?
Sue Foley and Peter Karp came here. They played here a lot, the Saint and all that. And I had contacted Sue Foley because she is my guitar idol, you know. And I sent her some of the material and all that, and she did an article on me. And she picked 100 women across the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I'm written in her book called White Horses. It's called White Horses. And every time, they're not together anymore, Sue Foley and Peter Karp, but when they would come here, Scott Stamper would be like, hey, you want to open or close for them, you know,
Right.
whatever. And so it'd be a great experience because, you know, there's like maybe a handful of women around here that can actually play, you know. And
I have to see. You have to take me to see her.
but I did, you know, a couple of years ago, I broke my wrist, I think.
Right.
Yeah. And that was a tragedy for me for a really long time. You know, I had a little bit of depression going on, and, you know, it wasn't healing right, and I didn't want to have pins and braces put in. So I went through the same therapist Bandiera went through. Minette.
That could be a problem.
Yeah. So, yeah, that could be a problem.
That's why he showed up tonight, see?
So, yeah, so it's been...
We love Bobby.
Yeah.
We love him.
It's been a long, hard recovery road with the hand. I've lost quite a bit of dexterity. But after that, there was only one guitar teacher in the area that would take me on and help me recover, and that was Matt O'Ree. So I owe a lot to that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's not only is he a great guy, but he took me on and helped me get a lot of the dexterity back and a lot of the playing that is lost. He taught me how to work around it and play differently, you know. So it's really, you know, really a great thing.
How long ago did you break it?
Well, I think it was 2013.
A few years ago. Okay.
12?
Yeah, it was a
13?
few years ago.
Yeah, a
Yep.
few years ago.
Speaking of breaking, the Downtown All-Stars
That's
of
why I
Red
brought
Bank.
it up.
That's right.
That's why I
They're
brought it
breaking
up.
out their new disc, Magic on the Navasink, which is, you better keep your eyes open for it, see? for the charity compilation that's produced by the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. Magic on a Navasink features original pieces of work by the Red Bank Blues Band, by Strawberry Pie, Bullet Bob and the Colts.
My brother Bobby.
Bullet Bob. Scott Elk,
brother.
Shady Street Show Band is on here. Mike Cole and Courtney McManus. There's all and more on here. Santa Ray's even got a tune on this disc.
Yeah. Aaron Manzo, too.
Yep, Aaron Manzo, yeah, who else? Dawn Hopkins, DJ Pinelli, and all these. The sale of this disc benefits the Red Bank Elks Lodge number 233 Veterans Charities Support Programs. So the Downtown All-Stars first compilation disc, Bright Lights on Broad Street, benefited Little Kids Rock, which provided underprivileged school-age children with instruments and instruction all across the United States. Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank is a collective of local musicians that were brought together to raise both funds and awareness for charities and worthy causes using the immeasurable power of music. Find them at redbankallstars.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/redbankallstars. There you go. See? How quick and painless that was.
Go for the veterans. Yay.
It was beautiful.
That's right. Well, and you are a veteran.
Yep.
You are.
She is. You were in during, what, the Gulf War? Was it?
Desert Storm and Kuwaiti Liberation.
Wow.
Yep. Total whole life ago. Complete whole life ago.
Does that seem like forever ago
It does.
or what?
It does. You know, I'm not afraid to say it. This year I'm going to be 50, and I'm feeling really good. I don't feel 50. I don't act 50. I'm around musicians who are young and spry, and there you go, you know. and I was referring to both of you, but yeah, it's.
I don't even
yeah.
remember 50.
Yeah, come on, you can't be that far off.
Pretty much.
No, but it's been it's I feel pretty. I'm feeling pretty good these days. So yeah, I'm excited to be writing some new music and doing some new things. So yeah.
You know, it's kind of well, all right. Well, before I get off on that question, I was going to ask, what's SLG?
SLG can mean a lot of different things. It's
Okay.
your own SLG, find your own SLG sort of thing. But you listen to the very first song on the disc, and it's
Make me put my
you'll
glasses
understand what SLG is immediately. So
Okay.
Could I see that? Could I
yeah.
check it out?
So that
See
was a
if I can
great
figure this out.
experience for me doing that. I got to work with Steve Holly and Todd Caldwell, Vinnie Muscola, and it was just really a lot of fun. And
You know, it's funny about Steve Holly. Every year, the Criers broadcast from the Record Collector in Bordentown.
right,
And my former partner over at 40 Foot Hole, Dave McMahon, and I
Dave,
would broadcast the show
right,
from the Record Collector live over the radio. And Steve Holly was doing this particular gig with them, and he's got this like '67 Ludwig drum kit that sounds like it's brand new. you
right.
know? And so I went up to him and I said, what town are you? Just on a whim, what town are you from? And he mentioned it, and I said, oh, one of the people that I perform with, which happened to be who was supposed to be here tonight, Zara
Yeah.
Phillips. I said, she's from the other town, Bonnet, on the other side of London. He goes, oh my God, I know Zara. He said, I played on her I'm Legit record with DMC.
Yeah.
And I thought, he's like, how is she? And I'm thinking to myself, and I looked, I said, I've been playing your drum tracks for like the last,
Right.
few years. You know? And I'm like, now I'm thinking, all right, now I'm picking his brain. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Great guy, really great guy. The first
Oh, yeah,
song,
super nice.
right, Dan, the first song out of the gate, because they had never worked with me before, so no one really knew, what I was capable of. First song, one take. That was it. He came out of the drum, off the throne and came into the vocal booth, and he said to me, that was amazing. Closed the door and sat back down. I'm Steve Holly, so.
Now, Steve Holly was the drummer in Wings with Paul McCartney from 1978 to 1981.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
So,
The good years.
yeah.
Yeah, and of course, some of you know Mark Swirsky is a 2-time Grammy-winning producer, and so has had a lot of licensing exposure recently. It was an honor to work with him. I'm still amazed at how he let me have my hands in the production piece of it. Along the way, asked me what I thought about this and what I thought about that, where in experiences in the past, I'd never had that opportunity to do that. So as an artist, to be able to do that, I was like completely floored, you know, because at that point, it's not just about your music and what you've written. It's about the creation of your sound, you know, and that was really just... This project, I can't say enough about it, was really a rewarding moment, from my family's support to, you know, the release of it. Now, it didn't have as much hoopla as Scars did, but I feel like the quality of the music is really above and beyond what I expected. So
You know, it's kind of funny if Nash, do you believe in the mysteries of the universe?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because it's kind of funny the way the universe opens things up to you, you know? After you and I texted and you agreed to come on the other day, I've recently moved. At the end of the summer, I moved. And I was going through a bunch of old boxes, and I found this cigar box. I'm thinking, what the heck did I stick in here, right? And I open it up, and it's all my like backstage passes and lanyards from like shows I've covered. And what do you think the first one I grab is?
mine.
From your CD release party. I'm like, this is like, it's meant to be. You know?
And it's funny because Zara was supposed to be here, and Zara and I did a couple of Glenn Burtnick shows together, and
Right.
she and I hit it off like that. I mean, it was just so much fun. She's amazing. She's gorgeous. She's talented, you know, and she's real. You know what I mean?
Oh,
she's, you know, she's just real. So she and I hit it up really well.
She was really real when she called me to say I can't come on the program.
Was she really? Oh no.
She was not happy.
No.
But
Yeah.
no, I love her. Zara's always been, she's been very good to me. So
But there's a lot of great female musicians around here that can really play. Like, you know, Carolyn Maas, every time I go to the Pony, she always pulls me aside and says, "You're my favorite," you know? So, and it's really exciting. Now, since the break, I'm not exactly the best player in the whole wide world, but, you know, and then there's Carolyn, who plays with Martucci, you know, and she's fabulous. And I just got a chance to meet her at Light of Day this year, you know, which, by the way, this was my 10th Light of Day.
yeah, what'd you do this year? Where'd you play? Did you do the Women of Song thing?
I
or
still am doing
still
the Women
doing
of
it?
Song. Yep. I'm grateful to get that spot because the cause is close to home, friends of ours, and the Simonellis have lost people to Parkinson's, and we've, you know, my husband lost a good friend to Parkinson's, and so, you know, it's a meaningful cause for me. So, you know, any spot I get is grateful, but a lot of people don't know that I'm a songwriter. So they, you know, so some of the songwriting sit-ins I often don't get invited to, and then they hear my original material and they're like, wow, you know, where did that come from? You know, and not for nothing, but I've been writing for 25 years, so.
Now, you want to talk about baptism by fire, Mario. I auditioned for Joe like the second week of June.
Mm-hmm.
Like a day later, she called me. She said,
We
"You're
have a
hired
gig
if
that
you want
night."
it," right?
Yeah. Tonight we have a gig.
2 weeks later, the very first gig you get with us, or for us, is Kaboom Fest in Red Bank.
Oh my God, with
Right?
Jack Sharkey
with,
and Adam and those guys.
we're sandwiched between Woodfish and Matt O'Ree.
That's right.
Right?
They tend to put me there.
And I'm like, and we're on the main stage, so you know you look out at the hill, and it's like looking out in like the PNC Bank Center or
Right, 'cause
down
the
in Camden.
Navisink's behind you,
Right,
right?
the
You know?
Navisink's it's a beautiful setting.
Yeah.
And the sun setting with the sailboats on the Navisink River, but the hill goes up like this, and by the time we went on, there was like it was full.
Packed.
You know.
Well, that's good.
Well, it was, but I barely knew her material, you know. So we're playing, and you had your original song, Bonnie Blue,
Yeah.
right? And there's like that, I don't know, it's like 38 measures of rest or something before the drums come in, right? At the end of the song before that, the snare drum in the kit that I was using, because it was backlined,
Broke.
broke. The snares fell off. And I'm like, oh no, now what? This is going to sound like crap, and she's going to fire me before I even get out, right? So fortunately, the guy from Woodfish, I can't remember who was playing drums for them then. Kind of, I think he had his head shaved.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't remember. But anyway, I turn around. I'm like, anybody got a spare snare? And he's like, what's the matter? I'm like. He's like, oh, dude, here, man. So we pulled during Europe. You had no idea what was going on.
I had no idea
I'm
what
throwing
was going
it over
on.
the
You had
back.
38 measures.
I had
Yeah.
38 measures.
Yeah.
And I still by
Four
the time we got it
time?
all,
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, then you
Hey,
have
what-
plenty of time.
by the time we got
Absolutely.
it all situated, I still didn't come in for like another, I don't know, 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was my memory, my first gig with Joe Wymer.
It's always an adventure in Wymer world.
Wymer world.
I like that.
It's like, what? Yeah.
And it was
no.
also being broadcast on Brookdale Public Radio.
Right? And all those photographers were there,
Yep.
and it was, the only chick wedged between Matt and, Woodfish. It was just
That's
like,
a
oh my
good
God.
first gig to have.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason why they put Matt first was because he had a gig at Jamian's that night. So they wanted to put him on so he could go down the street.
Which, by the way, I've never been booked there.
At
Jamian's?
Jamian's?
I have tried. They made us play a Thursday night, then told us we had to come back another Thursday night, then told us we had to come back another Thursday night, and then they told us, they had no spots for us. So we were like, all right, whatever. Doesn't matter. Free
Now,
drinks,
it's- your
yeah.
buddy plays there on Thursday nights now.
Yeah,
Bobby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bobby.
with Sacco.
Yeah, Mark Sacco.
So
Yeah.
Mark just started playing with him again, yeah.
yeah, that's what
I just saw Mark. He said to say hello. No, you saw him
I
after
just saw him
me.
last night.
I saw him last week in the
He was
the
on Rock
studio.
On Radio. So I actually I saw this one tune on Facebook, and actually we'll discuss it off air because it got my mind going, and it was a very. I wanted to pick up the phone and call you, and I thought, no, I'm going to let this go, and I will see her eventually, and here you are. But the one,
The one with the video I did?
yeah,
I made that video. I produced
you
it.
did.
Yeah, I did
That's
that
the Well
myself.
Runs Dry,
The
right?
Well Runs Dry, yeah. And I did it, interesting because a couple of people did pick up the phone and call me. And that's how I got the Big Man Bash this year was Bill Spadia saw the video on Facebook and said we have to have her here because of the Big Man Bash is
It's a great
in
video, by
support
the
of
way.
it.
Did a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Supportive.
Thank you. Yeah, it's in
Louis?
support of recovery from drug addiction. And I caught some backlash from some people who didn't know that I haven't touched any illegal drugs in a really long time, almost 26 years.
Good for you.
Not quite.
That's great.
I still drink. I'm not saying I'm the most sober girl in the world.
Yeah,
Lord
but
knows
you had,
I know.
see, and I noticed you actually had a
Yeah.
couple of posts,
Yeah.
and you had a beer in your hand, and you had even stopped drinking.
I stopped drinking
for-
for 25 years.
Yeah.
Almost 25 years. Yeah, 1991, September 1st, 1991 was my last drink and drug ever. A few years ago, I had a cancer scare and some personal issues going on with my health. I have a heart condition now. And I picked up a drink again. But I still don't do any illegal drugs. But it doesn't mean that, it's funny because I usually don't talk about it with anybody. A lot of people don't know that, I've been to rehab a couple times and all that. But it's a part of my life I'm not proud of, but it's made me
Part of living with scars.
yeah, absolutely.
Part
And
of
it's
that
made me
first
who I
disc, I
am
know.
today. Yeah.
Joe, we can do a whole show on that.
It's funny because a lot of
You're
people
preaching to the choir and every most of my friends and the
a lot of people are in
lucky
recovery.
ones are still here
Yeah,
and playing and doing well, but there's an occasional setback or
Yeah.
it's a I noticed on the back of the CD the first song was Addiction, and I noticed the other one, so I was going to ask you about that anyway.
Sure. Addiction is about all my addictions. It's not just about the alcohol or the drugs or the sex or the money or the music or the clothes or the jobs or the men or the jewelry. It's about everything. It's about how my messed up mind just becomes addicted to everything, everything, from the way I look to the kind of music I write, to the gigs I play. I find myself, just in this addiction of whatever that moment is. You know.
I find most songwriters and musicians to be that way. That there's something clicks, and you can't stop, unless it's not in a generic sense, but if you're writing a song,
Right.
or if you're rehearsing for something, it becomes obsessive, and it's the same. Whether it's your work, whether it's that personality, I think there's a big plus to. There's a big downside to that people fall victim to that. But what was the name of the organization for? You said that you were
New Jersey Reach.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's funny because Bill Spadia, he wanted me to submit the video to Christie and his program for the reach.org, njreach.org.
Yep.
And so I did.
That's like City of Angels and that kind of thing.
Yeah, mhm.
Kevin Maher is he's a friend that I've known my whole life.
That's
him
where
and
I
his
do
wife.
my health and wellness shows on
He's
City of
really
Angels
pushing
Radio.
the City of Angels with Christie, and
Yeah.
what a unbelievably great cause.
Yeah, and I, you know what? I can honestly sit here and say, and people can say whatever they want about me, but what I can tell you is that I have not touched an illegal drug since 1991.
Good for you.
So
Good for you.
that doesn't mean, you know, I'm a bad person or I'm a good person. I'm a liar. I'm whatever the flavor of the day wants to say to me. What I can tell you is that I have no desire to do any illegal drugs, but I do drink. And so in that world, it can be considered whatever it is you want to consider it.
You don't have to defend anything.
Yeah, you know, and I
Now-
let the music speak
That's
for
right.
itself. The music tells my
Good for you.
story.
And you know that
Yeah.
date.
Yeah, I do
You've
know
got that date emblazoned in your mind.
Absolutely, I do.
If it's too, you know me, I'm not going to push you. So if it's too personal, just say I'd rather not talk about it. What made you stop? What was the breaking point where you said, you know what, I'm done? What made you walk away? If you can't talk about it, that's okay too. I'll just throw something at Nash and we'll distract the audience.
I'll be honest with you, you know, and I'm
Because
gonna
I've
say
never
it.
talked about this with you.
I'm gonna say it because I get harangued on social media, abused on social media from certain people, but and people can say what they want, but I owe it to my ex-husband because he
Gotcha.
beat the shit out of me in front of a bunch of people, and that was it. That was the final straw. We were married 11 days. We went to a party. He beat the living shit out of me in front of everybody, and that was that. I didn't have a drink for up until a few years ago. I didn't do any illegal drugs. As a matter of fact, I think I kind of stopped doing illegal drugs when I went in the military because you have to take a piss test whenever they pick your social, you know. So, you know, it's whatever the color of the day is, you had to pee in a cup, and I was afraid, you know. I came from a long line of military people. My father, my uncles. My uncle flew on the Memphis Belle, you know. I didn't want to embarrass the family name, so I really stopped using drugs, and that was probably the reason why I went in the military, truthfully, so I could get away from the music people and that New York scene and all that stuff, you know. And I never really talked about it. I don't really talk about it, but
I've never asked you. I always knew.
A lot of people don't ask me because they,
asked you.
you know, but
Because
you
that's
know.
something really personal, you know, Joe. I mean, that's not something.
It is, but you know
you
what,
walk
I'm
up and say,
tired-
"So why are you an addict?" or "Why are you in
Right.
recovery?" You
Right.
just don't do that. If,
Well, what
if
hap-
you want to talk about
Right.
it, that's something different. That's why I just hesitated.
Sure.
And said,
I don't
you know,
care
you didn't
anymore,
have to
Danny.
answer.
I really don't care. I'm gonna tell tell it like it is, and I think you know that about me. My hearts are on my sleeves. You hear, you know, and
Yeah,
I think it's good you do. I think it's
that's why Mario, and I don't care who's watching this at home. That's why I love this woman, because she's always been straight up with me. Even when she had to let me go as her drummer, she pulled me aside. She said, "Look, I still remember, this is probably the hardest thing I've had to do in a long time.
your snare doesn't work. I have to let you go.
I have to let you go."
Yeah.
Your snare fell off.
She
There fell off.
She pulled me aside and said, the guy from Woodfish wants his drums back. No, but, you know, you've always been straight up, at least with me.
I try to be straight up with everybody.
And I think that's why, you, you know, have found certain circles difficult over the years because, you know, you've always been straight up. And
we had this discussion a long time ago. I was like,
yeah.
I'd be like, Danny, why don't people like me? What's wrong with me? I can't figure it out. Why am I why is this person getting the gig and I'm not getting the gig? I'm equally as talented, if not then some, you know. But, you know, we've had that conversation.
Oh, we did. And as soon as I'm done talking about these lovely pastries, I want to bring back a gig that we did. When she finally got the gig at the Stone Pony that she'd been coveting. Antoinette Boulangerie specializes in creating delicate and sophisticated, thank you, Ms. Wymer, works of art using only the highest quality ingredients. Tom, are they the highest quality ingredients? Good. Located at certified by Tom.
Just go, yeah.
Tom shook his Rutgers.
Located at 32 Mama Street, right here in the heart of downtown Red Bank, they are a fully operational bakery with all of the baking done on the premises daily. In addition to this handmade variety of croissants and Danish, Antoinette's also offers a dizzying array of traditional French pastries, macaroons, cookies, and savory treats. Find us at AntoinetteBoulangerie.com, and Boulangerie is spelled Boulangerie. Wow. Yeah. That's a
C'est
beautiful
magnifique.
Ooh.
C'est magnifique.
See? So, if you're just clicking on or tuning in or watching the replay of this, excuse me, as you can do, it will be up within minutes after you walk out of here tonight, Ms. Wymer.
Yeah.
This is One More with Danny Coleman. My guest tonight is Joe Wymer, and this is Mario Di Bartolo, co-host extraordinaire and owner of Monmouth Music.
Yeah.
Co-host.
It's awesome. He's got some beautiful guitars out there.
Thank you.
Oh.
Some women have shoes. I have shoes and guitars.
Good
That's
for
a
you.
beautiful thing.
That
It is a
good
beautiful
combo.
thing. And now a nice collection of basses, too. So there you go.
That's a good combination.
Yeah.
I did a gig with Zara one time, and she actually wore high heel sneakers.
Yeah. She's got those Converse. Yeah, those stiletto Converse.
They
It's
make
very,
them?
very
I
cool.
never saw them.
Of course, I'm thinking Cheech and Chong, you know.
Yeah, no.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
I'm a boot girl, although somebody told me I had the Marty McFly thing going on today, but whatever.
Oh, with the
Oh,
vest?
the jacket.
the puffy jacket. Yeah.
The
so-
puffy vest.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's right, Nash. Woo!
See?
Yeah.
Nass is the fact checker.
Yeah.
He is. He's the alternative
Is that
fact
the
checker.
alternative facts? Yeah. Yeah.
We did a gig at the Stone Pony. You tried and tried and tried and tried and finally got in. Mm-hmm. I don't remember who we followed. I think we followed. What was that band that was hot, really hot back then?
Outside the box.
Yes. Didn't we follow them? I think
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was those youngsters.
those young kids, right? Yeah, they did like Kitty's Back and all them like
Yeah.
Springsteen tunes, right?
Uh-oh.
So, do we have a note? Ah,
Yeah,
we have.
I want to read that out.
Your meter ran out?
No, I had that feeling that was going to happen.
Is that what it is? Oh, wow. You're kidding me.
No, I have to give Matt my keys.
Do we have to pay the meter?
No,
No, not at this.
no.
Oh my
I
god.
have to give Matt my keys. That makes for live YouTube.
Wow.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'm like psychic.
I had that feeling. I
There you
parked
go.
right here, blocking the door,
Oh.
blocking in your car and
That's not a good
Karen's
place.
car, and they can get out of the driveway. So
Yeah,
I'm not
but
sure what
they,
they're.
They go crazy.
Oh, okay.
These pastries smell really good.
Well, you're more than
can't
welcome to
smell
have
them.
one.
Do they smell
Rip
good?
off
I
a
can't
hunk.
smell
Go ahead.
anything.
No, not
Have some
yet.
pastries.
Oh my god, no.
With a nose like this. I
Dan,
can
you had a
smell.
pastry, right?
You did? Ness?
Did you have a pastry?
Which one did you
That was
have?
good. That like peach one.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
they're
looking
really
at.
good,
That
too.
looks really good.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Stone Pony.
We do this gig at the Pony, and you're all happy you finally got this gig at the Pony. I didn't realize that you had to ask them to turn the drum monitor on. During sound check, it was on. And then we go to do the gig, and I'm thinking, why can't I hear anybody now? You know? And then Tommy tells you, oh, you got to ask me to turn that on. I didn't know you want that on.
Right.
Right? But you got up on stage, and in typical Joe fashion, you remember what you yelled out at Kyle Brendel?
No.
You finally let me play the Stone Pony.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
Kyle still doesn't let me play the
I've
Stone
only
Pony.
been asking for like 10 years.
Yeah, I've been in this music scene for almost 20 years, and I played the pony twice. Yeah, and Carolyn, she's like, how come you don't play here? Ask Kyle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're tough over there.
it's tough. It is tough. You know, we talked about doing an all chick show. You know, where it was, you know, Erin Schul, Martucci, me, you know, a couple other folks, you know, and I don't know, you know, whatever it is what it is. I'm not worried because there's other really fabulous places to play, you know.
Where have you been gigging?
Like I said, I've been a little on the low key working on this stuff because after Sandy, the gigs were just really hard to get, and I'm just gonna say this because I don't really care. It's a man's world out there, and you know, it's pretty interesting that until people actually see me and my band, they think, oh, she's fancy, oh, you know, and they don't realize that I'm really Joe Walsh in a woman's body. So, you know.
I got to see this
Joe
band.
Yeah, so
Oh, hey, Joe's
I
great.
I have to let Gino do most of the work these days because, you know, I don't have the stamina anymore, you know, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, we have a lot of fun at the gigs. Sometimes it's a little bit too much fun.
What's your social media, your websites?
It's www.joewymer.com, JOWYMER.com. I also run a music studio. I'm in a doctorate program at Keene University to become a licensed vocalist, it's not an SLP. It's someone who deals strictly with vocal disorders and the voice itself. And so I've worked with some really wonderful people like Glenn Burtnick and Lisa Sherman, and soon to have some new clients that are kind of famous in this area as well, getting their voices back up to speed where it should be. So, so that's what I do, and that's Joe Wymer Music Studios. I have about 30 students that I teach voice, guitar, piano, and bass to, a combination, and I work with children with special needs. So I have Down syndrome kids who come to my home. I have one student who's been with me for 10 years. She started when she was 14 and she's 25 now, so she's, you know, been with me a little while. She has some neurological impairments, and when she came to me, she could hardly talk or, you know, or really hear properly. And she does a lot of pop stuff now with her dad. And so that part of my life, I have some really rewarding moments from.
Good for you. That's
you know,
great.
So that's Joe Wymer Music Studios, and I'm on Facebook, Joe Wymer, Twitter, Wymer World, Instagram,
Is that your Twitter?
Wymer World, yeah, Wymer World.
There's a
Let's
ring
see,
to that.
Instagram, Joe Wymer Music. I'm all over the place. I mean, if you Google me, I'm probably, you know, there's me and one other Joe Wymer in England,
Oh, wow.
and she's older than I am, but.
I got like vacation going through my head now.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so,
folks. Weimer World is closed.
Weimer World is
The
closed.
moose out front should have told me.
Yeah. So it's you know, I'm all over social media, so you can. But as far as the gigging goes, you know, I have some steady gigs that I play at. Yvonne's in Neptune. Yvonne and I go way back because I used to play at Yvonne's, and
Where's that at?
it's next to the Headliner. Right next to the Headliner. Beautiful bar, food, oh my God, amazing food. They have live music there, and I play there once a month. I play at Uva in Bradley Beach once every 3 months. I play at Woody's.
Okay, in Farmingdale.
Yep, in Farmingdale.
I thought I saw that.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. They love me there. I play there. We pack the place every single time. And I just got Howell Lanes. Howell Lanes is a new gig for us. So they're
Okay.
right down the street from my house. They have some live music there. So I'm pretty selective, and there's a lot of places that I've been trying to get into, like Jamie's and the Walt Street Pub, and and I've sat in with everyone from Chuck Lambert to Bob Berger, and played and sang, and then here I come, and all of a sudden they're all booked up. So I turn to the licensing.
Good for you. That's
did.
the smart thing to do.
It really, really is. It's
That's the smart thing
there's
to do.
some legal, things that you need to know about licensing, and you need to know what you want from your licensing and how you want it. And I earned enough money to put my youngest through a year at Brookdale.
Good for you.
So,
How's
it's
he
not
doing? How's he doing, my man?
my
Hud?
son.
I saw that picture you posted of him today.
Is he
I was
not
like,
gorgeous, my son?
he's
What
not
up?
even a kid anymore.
No,
he's a man.
he's going to be 20. Actually, we have some milestones in my family this year. My youngest will be 20. My oldest boy will be 30. My daughter-in-law will be 40, and I will be 50
Oh, wow.
this year.
You're going
So-
right up the ladder.
Yeah, we're going
And
right up-
Danny's going to be 60 this year, right?
Are you?
Oh,
Just trying to help the show.
Come on,
know,
Nash.
you
there
go
go.
along with me.
Yeah.
you are the second person.
That
said,
hurt.
Nash goes, that hurt.
Tom's R is moving.
See, that hurt Nash. It was so deep.
Did you see Danny's eye? His left eye
Yeah.
started spinning.
No.
You are the second person this week to say, "What? You can't
was
be any
just-
older than 60."
Yeah.
Just trying to get the show.
Wymer, do I look that bad?
No, I was just saying I hadn't seen you in so long. I'm like, Coleman, you look good, right? I was like, wow, you look pretty
Mr.
good.
Coleman, you look great.
No, I just call him Coleman. It's a
Hey, Mr.
military
Coleman,
thing.
is Danny here?
Hey, Mr. Coleman, you look pretty young.
Yeah.
I look pretty young. yeah.
Actually, I'm closer to 60 than you are, dude.
Like I said last week, in dog years.
It's not about how close.
I'm
it's
banging
about how
on the
hip
door.
you are, how hip to 60 you are.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm
How hip
all
are you,
hip
bud?
all over 60.
Hey, and this is the truth. About 8 or 9 years ago, I went to the 33 barbershop to get what's left of my haircut. Right? So I walk into this place, and the kid cuts my hair, and he gets up, and he looks at me, and he goes, senior discount or no?
Really?
I was like 40.
Where was this?
GFY,
On Route 33, you said?
Yeah.
GFY.
So I looked at him, and I
You
said,
should have said yeah.
he goes, I don't
look
like
pretty
to just
good.
come out and say, because I don't want to insult anybody. I said, what do you think? What do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you just did now?
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm thinking, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, right? So then the next time I went in there, a different person
Said the
says,
same thing?
Says the same thing. And this is like, 2 months later because,
Right.
my hair grows like with glacial speed.
6 guys say you're drunk. It's time to sit down.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
It's time to lay down.
So I looked at it, and this time it was a woman. She says, senior discount. So I looked her dead in the face. I said, yes.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Why not? If you insist, that's what you should have said. If you insist, why not?
God,
Wow.
telling you.
No.
See?
I don't really care. I feel pretty good, and I'm still playing music after all these years. So what the hell? I just keep going till I drive it in the ground.
Well, look
it.
it up. Mario's got a big show coming up this weekend,
I'm still playing.
right?
Do you? Where are you?
Rock and Roll Review at Kelsey
Kelsey
Theater, Mercer
Kelsey
County
Theater,
Community
Mercer County Community College, Steely Dan, the Asia
Nice.
album.
College, doing the Asia album.
Wow, really awesome.
It's
Excellent.
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, can't wait because then I don't have to read the charts anymore. It's 2 shows, Saturday night and Sunday. They're both sold
Yeah.
out, actually.
Oh, they
The
always
last couple
do.
of weeks, they've been
It's
sold
funny
out.
because Lisa Sherman's always saying to me, she's like, how come you don't sing with this, him, or how come you're not singing with them, or how come, a lot of people still after being around this area for so long,
Right.
a lot of people don't know, they just don't know who I am. Like I just met you, but I've heard your name in circles. We just met today.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
good stuff.
it's truly an amazing. It's the pro and con of social media.
Yeah.
If you put yourself out there, I mean, if you look at like my personal Facebook page, or my radio show Facebook page, 100% of what goes on the radio show page is, and the OneMore page is for this show and the radio show.
Right.
Probably 80 to 90% of what I put on my personal page is promoting these two programs, as well as like my Rock on Fire Pit or my health and wellness show, and other indie artists.
Right.
You rarely see me post anything of a personal nature, and it's extremely rare that I'll post anything of a quote unquote political nature.
Yeah, I don't touch
I
that.
put a quote up there probably about 10 years ago or
And
8
don't.
years ago from
No.
Thomas
I don't
Jefferson.
either.
It doesn't belong
Never,
out there.
Ever.
I put a quote up there from Thomas Jefferson, which was just a wise old sage type quote, and everybody turned it into this political thing.
Yeah,
I
of
took it
course.
down. I was like, "What are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Sex,
just
religion, and
ridiculous.
politics stay off social media. That's
Yeah.
what I've been told.
Sex,
Sex, religion, and politics.
politics, and religion. Well, you can't. Yeah,
She's right.
You know why? Because it, like, especially for women, if you post something it has any sexual connotation, then you get like,
you're opening up a can of
yeah,
worms.
yeah.
No, I get it. I was just,
Yeah. So I just
Stick to
I was
your
acting
art.
shocked
Yeah.
and appalled.
stick to your kids and the
Stick
music.
to your art and
yeah,
that's the end of
yeah,
that.
the art. Yeah, like my kids, I'm really proud of all of them. You know, they are doing some really great things with their lives, and Dan and I have a lot to be proud of. You know, and so it's amazing. You know, to know where we were and where we've come in the last 15, 20 years. So it's
Right.
and I always tell my students, look how far you've come.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need somebody to tell me that, because I get caught up in the minutia of the music scene here. And
Well, there was a
yeah.
time I remember when you were really bothered by feeling like an outcast
Yeah.
from the music scene, and where you struggled and fought and clawed. And I remember interviewing you for a piece I did years ago called Red, White, and Blues. And you told me, some of the actual physical, like, violence that you had to fight through, like men kicking over your
Amps,
and
yeah.
women
Really?
don't belong. Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
turning my amp off, It actually has happened a couple of times. The last few months at Asbury Blues, Gary Wright and Chuck Lambert had me come up and play, and Gary Wright handed me, I wasn't going to play. Gary Wright handed me his guitar, and I started ripping off a solo, and the guy that was playing behind me,
Turn the amp off.
oh, he just happened to kick the cord out of the amp, and I was like, okay.
Really?
Yeah. Happened in Nashville, too, believe it or not.
That's
So-
the one you told me
yeah,
about.
when I played in Nashville, they actually turned my mic and the amp off.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the mic doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We used to practice at her house
Yeah.
with no PA. Drum kit, bass, her own guitar.
Well, people forget, I was an opera student, so when you study opera, you learn how to sing with no amplification. So, and sometimes I still struggle with that, the mix, so to speak. Realizing, okay, you know what, she's way too loud, or she's, she needs to quiet, she needs to be, use dynamics and stuff. It happens,
Right.
but it's, I came from the opera world where, you're standing in the middle of this huge theater and you have to learn how to sing.
Yeah.
A lot of times I do some
you
local
project.
I do some local community theater
Right.
when I'm not gigging or doing the band thing or teaching students or working a full-time job or running my household. I do a lot of local community theater, and the sound guys love me because I don't have to be body mic'd or anything. So, and if I do, they know to keep my levels way down because
Yeah, you've been in the Algonquin, huh? In a couple of shows.
I
Were you
did
in
a
Annie
couple.
Get Your Gun, or
I've been in quite a few shows.
Okay.
I was at Evita at the Count Basie, which got numerous Perry Award nominations.
Oh, nice.
It was fabulous. I've done several shows at the Algonquin. I've done Hairspray, Annie Get Your Gun, White Christmas, Miracle on 34th Street.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Where's she been?
Yeah,
Telling
yeah.
you,
I've done
she's
a lot
everywhere.
of a lot of
I have to come and
a
see
lot
you.
of yeah. It's been a good somehow. Anyway.
actually have.
Could be. A doppelganger. Replace
Oh.
it with a doppelganger.
Well, money's going towards my new car, so
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. It's a long walk. It's a long walk back to Hamilton, Mario. Good thing you're here. But
No room in my car.
we're gonna let you get situated to play,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm going to
You're
talk
tuned, it's
about
ready to go.
I am going to talk about Monmouth music.
Yeah, man.
And when I do that,
This could be a while.
they're going to set you up. This could be a while. Could be days. They're going to set you up to perform here, Joe Wymer. And Tom's already waiting for me. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to discuss Monmouth music right here in the heart, the center of historic Red Bank, New Jersey. Established in 1987 and for the last 30 years, Monmouth Music has served the local and traveling musician with brand name instruments and accessories at everyday low prices. Monmouth Music welcomes aspiring musicians of all levels with a broad selection of affordable instruments, including school orchestra instruments for both sale and rental. Monmouth Music provides student lessons of all varied levels by their long-tenured music teaching staff. And in addition to providing brand-name instruments and complete lesson plans, Monmouth Music is home to Bob Pinto's Guitar Hospital, specializing in string instrument repairs. There's also an in-house professional amplifier repair service by BP Electronics. Monmouth Music is owner-operated, which ensures you will get professional service every day. Come to Red Bank, New Jersey, and visit Monmouth Music. You will not be disappointed. And once again, I want to thank Mario DiBartolo for not only co-hosting this program with me, One More with Danny Coleman, but allowing us to set up shop here every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Carousel Arts. So, are you ready, Joe? You guys are in for a treat. Not only is she incredibly talented, but I'm proud to call her a friend, Joe Wymer.
You tell me I'm too old, you tell me just let go. You say that I can't do this anymore. You say the songs don't sell, I tell you go to hell. I'll get out and do this on my own. I tell it like it is, hold back and nothing gives. And now I find I'm walking out your door. She's just a one-trick pony, one and only phony money maker out there on the road. I got no rules, I got no boundaries, no. I got no time for all your negativity. I got my hopes and dreams, my positivity, and I know that nothing's gonna stop me, nothing, no, no. I said nothing, no, not the devil, not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You don't inspire me. I think you fired me. I think you're crazy. I don't believe in you. The road ahead of me has possibilities. I'm gonna show you what this girl can do. Ain't no scene, no dream, no love, no in-between. I won't take the hit, I won't take the fall. I'm breaking down the walls, I'm busting through them all. I keep trying, I keep trying. I got no rules, I got no boundaries. No, 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 no. I got no time for all your bullshit negativity. Yeah, yeah. I got my hopes and dreams, my positivity, and I know that nothing's gonna stop me, nothing. No, no, I said nothing, no, not the devil, not you. Oh, no, 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 no. Not the devil, not you, not the devil, not you, not the devil, not you. Not the devil, not you, no. Not the devil, not you. that cranked up. Good? Do you want me to do something else?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, do two more as a matter of fact. Do two more, since the first one had a little technical difficulty.
Still no?
You can go.
Come on, baby. Don't you leave me here to cry alone. You say you're leaving our happy home. Please tell me what I'm doing wrong, yeah. Come on, baby, don't you leave me here all sad and blue, 'cause I am guilty of loving you. Come on, baby, take me home now. Ooh, yeah. Don't you want me? 'Cause I want you. I need you all the time. Whoa. Don't you want me, honey, 'cause you know I'll be true. I need you, I wanna make you mine. Ooh. Come on, baby. You say it's time for you to move along now. Oh, please tell me what I am doing wrong. Yeah. Come on, baby, take me home now. Ooh, yeah. Come on, baby. Yeah. You say it's time for you to move along now. Ooh, yeah. Oh, please tell me what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. Oh, won't you please? Well, take me home. Won't you, please? Ooh, come on now, take me. Come on, baby. Come on, darling. Oh, won't you please? Oh, won't you take me home?
You're killing me, Wymer.
I haven't played acoustic in a while. I forgot how much it bothers me.
You have enough in you for one more or no?
I don't know.
Or you want to take a break?
I'll take a little break.
There you go. Beautiful. I'll come back out here then. That's it.
Thank you.
You're the best. Joe Wymer, tonight here on One More with Danny Coleman. Thank you, Dan, for bringing her down. It was good to see her again. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Nash. Thank you, Mike and Matt out there. Mario, thank you very much for that.
welcome.
Matt, who's on the program next week, buddy? And where's my truck keys?
Must be the name of the new band.
I heard him out there. I don't even want to repeat it. But again, if you have anything you want to see on this program, please contact me, dcoleman.drice, D-R-I-C-E, dcoleman.drice @gmail.com. And what?
Colossal Street Jam.
Oh, Colossal Street Jams next week. That's right.
God.
So I have to tune in.
I love
Right?
them.
Gene and Sal will definitely
Oh
be
my
in
God,
here. Them
Sal.
guys are always a lot of fun. I've had them on Rock on Radio a couple times, and now we're gonna bring them to YouTube. So till next week, Nash.
Next week.
Till next week with Colossal Street Jam. One more. Good night.